For rental income, this has changed quite a bit over the last little while, the last few months or so, with the new CMHC rules on April 19th. But typically the banks are looking for either leases on your properties or what's called economic rent. And economic rent is something where an appraiser will actually go out, view your property, sometimes they don't view the property, and determine what the property should rent out for. And that will usually cost you anywhere between $50 and $75 for your typical single family dwelling or condo. This is a way of them looking at what the property should rent out for if it was vacant, or if you're buying a new property and you don't have it rented out yet. Some of the lenders are now looking through your T1 generals as well to see what you're actually stating on your taxes, and this is going to be something that will be very interesting moving forward. So the new guidelines, if people are filing their taxes properly, this can be very beneficial to them, as it will almost negate these new rules that are hindering the amount of rental income that can be used for taxes. Mortgage statements are also necessary if you're looking at acquiring a mortgage and you already have an existing mortgage on your own residence, or you're doing a refinance or anything like that. Make sure when you get your mortgage statement, if you're printing it off online or you have some form of statement from your bank, make sure that it has your name on it, as well as the address of the property that it's secured against. Now, if you're purchasing a property, there are 3 to 4 documents that we will always require. If it's non-strata, what we're looking for is a contract, the realtor version of the MLS listing, and what's called a PDS, or a property disclosure statement. This is typically a 2 to 3 page checklist that the sellers fill out that determines what the condition of the property looks like. So if there's been any marijuana grow-ups or anything like that on the property, they would note that in that checklist. The 4th item is, if you're buying in a strata building, you need to provide us with a strata form B, which outlines the details about this property and the strata corporation, and what the condition of the strata corporation is. So if it has any money in the contingency fund, any pending litigation against it, anything like that. The last item that may be required is an appraisal. This is not always required. In the new age of doing business with banks, a lot of these lenders can now electronically appraise many deals. If you're buying something for yourself as an owner-occupied residence, there's a good chance that you may not require a full appraisal unless you're getting qualified on a special program. Typically these are free to you, but if an appraisal is necessary, it usually costs around $250 to $400 depending on the size of the property, and some banks will actually reimburse you for the cost of this as well. I know that using my services, I typically will offer the clients a free appraisal or a copy of their appraisal once they've paid for it, so that you do have a copy on file. So you do pay for something, you actually receive some benefit from it. We'll go through it together and determine what that came out to be. That's all the documentation that you're typically going to be requiring, although sometimes there are extra documents that will be required, or more complicated or difficult files. If you have any questions, please contact me at 1-888-531-8890 or at kyle@homelinecanada.com. Thanks.